You grow up very Christian. You go to Bible college. You go to seminary. You're in ministry. So talk to us about like the bridge between then and then what you do now.
Yeah.
What you do for a living.
So it was during that deconstruction journey in 2016, 17, 18 that I unlearned so much and kind of returned home to who I really am and what I wanted out of life. And I've always been a very sensual and sexual person. And I've always, for years before this, my best friend would take naked pictures of me all the time. And I would just save my phone. I just like wanted to show the world, but like, who does that? So I would just save them. And so finally in 2019, I felt ready and I learned about OnlyFans and I was like, what? Like, I don't have to go in the club. Like that if I could redo life over, I would have been a stripper at age 18, but I'm older and I have kids and I like my freedom and I like being my own boss. So when I learned about OnlyFans, I was like, oh my gosh, there's actually a platform where I can post these photos I've had for years and people could pay me. Sex and money, and especially sex and money combined is my favorite thing in the world. And this was that opportunity. And I like dipped my toes in it with like very implied, very like modest photos. And I loved it. And it helped me work through a lot of my judgment and shame and fear and guilt in real time as I evolved. And now I do it full time and I make full on explicit work and I love it. And that's how it kind of got me here.
You said unlearned though. So how did you unlearn? Because that's a big thing. I mean, how did you work through that?
I read a lot of books.
Okay.
I listened to different podcasts. I was like a silent stalker on Facebook. So I'd watch these like debates go down between like Christians and non-Christians and liberals and conservatives. And I even remembered thinking I'd watch my conservative people and Republicans and Christians engage and they'd be so cruel. And I remember thinking, even if these liberal people are wrong, I would choose them at the end of the day because of who they are and how they treat other people. And so that's why I always tell my clients, when you post on social media, there's so many silent lookers you don't know about who are reading what you're writing, who will never engage, never like, never comment, never share, but you're forming them and like guiding them home because I was one of those people. And so I think social media was huge for my liberation. And then I ended up going to a very liberal seminary in 2017. I graduated in 2019 and I credit them for me losing my faith because it's inter-religious. So we had Muslims and atheists, Baha'i, Jews, Christian, and I'm in all these classes. We're all studying scripture though, because they came for the Bible and all of their interpretations were a million times better than the one I was given growing up. And I was like, mine is so whitewashed, male-centric. There is no room for me as a queer, biracial woman. And that's what I was like, all right, none of this fits me. I'm leaving it and forge my own path.